Namaste, friends. We're working on goddess pose. So to begin, all we'll really need is our mat and also a chair. I would also maybe suggest a block. Let's go ahead and take the feet wide apart, about, if we take our arms out, wrist to ankle alignment there, okay? And then turn your toes out and the heels in. I use this stretchy rug type of material so you can see the intention behind the stretch and how much activity I'm using in the legs here. And then from here, let's bend the knees in the direction of the toes. Really squeeze the thigh muscles and then straighten the legs. So you're noticing that you're engaging the quads and the glutes. You're engaging the calf muscles. Now let's engage the belly and bring the belly up. Bring the shoulders back. Let's scoop the pelvic floor down slightly here and then bend the knees again as though you're sitting directly down. And you should feel a little more intensity in the thighs. You might feel some sensation in the knees and then start to press into your heels and engage a little bit more through your adductors. And then from here, press yourself up. Keep the shoulders over your hips. Very nice. And then just kind of notice what that feels like in the body. Let's try that again as we bend the knees, draw the thighs out towards the direction parallel to the earth and press into the heels. Now you'll notice when I say that, direction of parallel to the earth. Ultimately, as you get a little more comfortable in this experience, you'll start to come down lower and then ultimately widen the stance and come down lower, and then the thighs will ultimately be parallel to the earth. So we begin by keeping this experience progressive. And then once you're there, bend the elbows and let the palms come as though they're high-fiving me in front of you. Right on. And then let your shoulder blades come towards each other. And again, let's bring attention to our rib cage. So we don't want the ribs to sway out and we don't want the back body to arch out. So you want to lace the ribs in like a corset. Keep the elbows parallel to the ground. High five me here. You got this, okay? Squeeze the thighs, engage your glutes. So this is like a yogi squat. So goddess pose. A lot of endurance. You can let yourself come down a little bit more here. Keep the shoulders over the hips. And just notice what that feels like. It's a very powerful pose. So as we modify here, take the hands to your thighs, lean the chest forward, bring the butt back, and breathe. And a couple variations you can do is drop your right shoulder down, then come back through center and drop the left shoulder down and come back to center. And the other variation that you can do, let's go ahead and come out of the pose for a moment. You can always encourage the stance to get wider or softer. You can, I'll turn to the side here for y'all for the second. So when you bring your tailbone back and you're bringing the belly up and in as you press yourself back, keeping the knees in the same alignment as the toes, okay? This is where you'll rest your hands, and you can rest your elbows to come towards your body, or they can be out towards the sides. So you can play around with these two variations, right? So you're opening up the chest in two variations. You're opening up through the back body, and then you're bringing the shoulder blades together, opening up the front body, okay? So that's an option there. Now, you see that I have the chair nearby. Go ahead and come up. And for those that may need a little more assistance here, because we're just working on getting some more musculature through the legs, we're working on strengthening, we're taking that power back. So we're just to progress by utilizing the chair as a tool. All right, we're just different able, that's all. So you'll keep your knees wide, just keep that openness, spaciousness. Lift up through the chest here, and just notice where you're at. Some of us have arms on the chair, so that might hinder us from taking ourselves out to the widest expression, and sometimes that might be a good thing. So just take where you're at, accepting, and then notice the breath. Again, this is where the attention needs to be. We call this the dantian in Tai Chi and Qigong. It's that center of energy, right, in the Manipura chakra here. And so bringing that attention to this awareness, you're expanding and contracting your breath and the diaphragm, all right? From here, you also may invite taking the hands and resting and tilting in and out in one direction. And this is fine. If you want to add more intention into the legs and more intensity, lift the heels and then lower the heels back down. Lift and lower, okay? You have the option also to take the arms out into the goddess arms. Palms can face up, which is the more advanced expression. You also have the opportunity to lift up off of the chair, but also know that you can come back and down into goddess squat. So you're working on strengthening the thigh muscles, which then in turn strengthens the knee joint, okay? So those are the variations I have to offer. If you have any more suggestions or would like to chit-chat about it, let's go ahead and do so. I'll see you on our live call. Namaste, and I'll see you soon.